We see the pivot into Alolan Dugtrio. The opponent sends out Flygon, usually a pretty good steel counter. However, Alolan Dugtrio has a 1 bazillion attack stat. Flygon straight in and straight out, back out. Comes the annoying Marshmallow and is very quickly about to meet the same fate. GG's and thanks for playing. Welcome back to the channel. Today is League Rotation Day, and yes, I am bringing you battles from the Great League. That is no longer here. However, these battles need to be seen, as I'm going to be showcasing some Pokemon you've probably never seen in action before. Today we have two parts of the video. We've got not one, but two different showcases. Firstly, we have the longly awaited return of my good friend, my favourite battler in the world, the one and only XBoston. XBoston is notorious for running some extreme spice, and today is no different. XBoston is showcasing his very heavily excelled Shadow Snubbull, the pre-evolution of Gramble. This thing is ranked 895th on pvpokes. Need I say any more? The second half of the video, we're going to have another highly talented battler. A trainer I call MG, someone I've featured recently. He is bringing us the very heavily attack weighted Shadow Alolan Dugtrio. This thing has an almost 150 attack stat in the Great League. That is higher than Pokemon like Lucario and Rayquaza respectively. So this thing is going to cause absolute carnage. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, XBoston leads Shadow Snubbull into Annihilate. Despite them being a fighter and us being a fairy, we're using a normal type quick move. So our quick move is double resisted. The opponent farms up, fire off the Ice Punch, and it's very quickly apparent that Shadow Snubbull cannot tank a hit for shit. However, we hang on, return fire with a crunch, forcing us early shield advantage, and we see the pivot into Shadow Nidoqueen. When the heck was the last time you saw this thing? The opponent has already revealed Ice Punch, so Boston commits to Protect Shield. Blocking up the Ice Punch, what the opponent was looking to do was some chip and dip action, but Boston's like, nah, I'm going to keep Nidoqueen healthy. Boston farms up, looking to fake the Stone Edge, forcing the opponent's final protection. Nidoqueen then able to fire off the next Poison Fang, which does some reasonable chip damage to this ever annoying bulky Vulture. Mandibuzz returns fire with the Dark Pulse, which is a harder hitting move than Foul Play, but Mandibuzz with a non-existent attack stat simply cannot knock out the opponent, forced to throw the Aerial Ace. Boston now sends out Gligar, and interestingly enough, he is running Night Slash, but stay in school kids, learn to count. Boston catches, back onto Snubbull. What a great shield, after spending like 650,000 Stardust to max it out. Out comes Annihilate. Boston fires off the dig, securing the knockout. Back out comes Mandibuzz. Boston doesn't commit to the wing attack farm down, throws the Night Slash, which won't be lethal, but does have the chance to give us a boost. We see no boost, but able to wing attack farm down before they reach a charge move. The opponent's final Pokemon is the basic bitch Tin Can. Gligar looking primed to sweep. We fire off the dig. Dig, of course, lands as the opponent has no Protect Shields. Boston calling the opponent doesn't have Flash Cannon, looking for that shield flex. The opponent fire off the Focus Blast. We withstand the damage. Boston reaches the second dig, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. Boston, I've missed shoutcasting your buddy, always one hell of an entertainer. In the next battle, we see Snubbull into Pidgeot. I imagine a pretty negative matchup. To be honest, I think everything's pretty negative. Although Brick Break does have a 100% chance to debuff their attack, we fire off to Brick Break the opponent. Give up that Protect Shield. I think we're going to be pulling shields left, right and centre, as people are going to be thinking, what the hell is this thing running? The opponent returned fire with the Feather Dance. Boston showed no respect, then pivoted out into Nidoqueen, and out comes Hippowdon. Boston goes straight for the Earth Power. Earth Power gets that one hit KO. Get that Hippo off my screen, and out comes the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. Shadow Nidoqueen still not done, looking to rewind the clock, pretending it's like season 10 or something, forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. The opponent does get a massive Incinerate farm down, but Boston has a 2-0 shield advantage. We send back out Snubbull, looking to force some energy. We see the instant no shield deployed. Snubbull acting as the damage sponge, and we send out Gligar. Come on, Boston, just put up that Protect Shield, play it safe. Boston does shield up the incoming fly. He's then going to be able to outpace to the Night Slash. No messing around. Boston looking to remove this Firebird from the field of play, which he does. Back out comes Pidgeot. I imagine this is a Feather Dance, but again, Boston, come on, just use that shield, because we're going to be able to outpace the double Night Slash. The opponent does fire off the bait, but no bait will be saving this opponent's fate. The first Night Slash doesn't do all that much damage. With the residual wing attacks and the next Night Slash, Boston is going to be able to take that game. GG's and thanks for playing. I know we're only 2 battles in, but so far, would I recommend Snubbull? I don't think I'm rushing to spend 650,000 Stardust on it, if I'm being brutally honest. Uh-oh, this is a huge core breaker. Snubbull definitely going to lose to Gator, and we've got double ground in the back. Boston just looks to completely sack Snubbull. Thank you very much for your contribution, and Boston now sends out Gligar. Boston, recognising we would lose CMP, smartly takes the extra, of course. He's going to shield up the Hydro Cannon. Boston then over farms, looks to fire off the Night Slash, but the opponent makes a very nice catch. Catching the Night Slash onto Typhlosion. Oh, hello, boost. Boston gets that boost. We go straight to the next Night Slash. Typhlosion gets one shot. The opponent sends out Victory Bell. Probably not something I'd do, especially when we've got a boost. Boston banks the energy, sends out Nidoqueen. Boston actually opts to shield up the Leaf Blade. He's going to be able to commit to the Poison Jab farm down. The win come from here. I was going to say it's going to be straight fast moves all the way. Boston look to fire off the Poison Fang. We lost CMP. There's no point in Boston throwing. He commits to the Wing Attack farm down, and the opponent reverse 2 Shield Flex, with Boston emerging victorious. In the next battle, we see Cresselia in the lead. Okay, we've got Crunch. Let's go, Snubbull. Let's go, little buddy. Put in some work. Cresselia fires off a charge move after only 6 side cuts, so that can only be a Grass Knot, but again, why is it doing so much damage? Holy cow, Snubbull, where's your defense stat? Boston fires off the Crunch, which lands for some respectable chip damage. The opponent looking for that Psycho Cut farm down, they're unable to get it. Does the opponent know this is only a brick break? Probably not. Who knows, Snubbull counts. Boston managed to obtain himself early shield advantage, which is hilarious, as the opponent's got Cresselia and we're running bloody Snubbull. Boston now sends out Gligar. He tanks the first Grass Knot. He's willing to shield the second. I think we can just Wing Attack farm down from here. The opponent not wanting to get farm down, pivot out. Into the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Bird of Death, Boston. Fires off the Night Slash this time. We don't see a boost. Boston, you need to do more praying for them RNG gods. Boston fires off the next Night Slash. The next Night Slash also goes unshielded. Boston then looks to snipe with Nidoqueen. Unfortunately, we're unable to snipe before the opponent potentially fire up a Brave Bird. It's just a flame charge, but the opponent unable to reach a second move. Boston finds himself in a bit of a tricky spot as the opponent has a full health Venusaur, a Protect Shield, and a potential sack swap in the form of Cresselia. Boston, not messing around, goes straight for the Earth Power, forces the opponent's final Protect Shield, and I think that's curtains for us. Frenzy Plant will be knocking us out, and unfortunately we don't have Aerial Ace, although in fairness the opponent doesn't know that. The opponent tried to make the Aerial Ace catch onto Cresselia. Boston, Wing Attack farms down, leaves with the dig, and is once again going to emerge victorious. Very, very nicely done, buddy. GG's. In the next battle, we see Snubbull into Charger Bug. Okay, I guess, especially if the opponent get horny and throw an X-Scissor. Boston banks some energy, tries for the X-Scissor or Discharge catch onto Gligar. The opponent actually stay in, looking for some chip and dip action. The opponent fire off the Discharge, and that is certainly not the play. Both Discharge and X-Scissor do exactly the same damage, so you should always go X-Scissor as it would be more energy efficient. However, Boston won't be complaining. He also won't be complaining that the opponent completely core broken by Gligar. The opponent stays in for multiple charge moves before pivoting into Polyap. Boston fires off the dig. He doesn't commit to the second dig, settles for the Night Slash. This won't be lethal, but we might be able to Wing Attack farm down afterwards. It's going to be close. We actually get the Simul KO, and I think we'll take that. Boston could send out either Pokemon. He waits out his clock and actually sends out Nidoqueen, and back out comes Charger Bug. Nidoqueen, much like Gligar, going to completely wall all of this energy. The opponent fires off the X-Scissor. They're able to reach a second. Boston still unwilling to shield. I thought I was stingy with shields, but Boston is next level. Out comes Trevenant. This really is like a Season 10 battle or something. Both these Pokemon used to be super common back then. The opponent makes a mistake, shielding the first Poison Fang. You never want to shield a move. That has a 100% chance to debuff your defense of the second. Will do more damage. The opponent tanked the next one as they got no protections. We send out Snubbull. Boston rudely hits no bubbles, but Crunch still secured the knockout. We're able to quick attack farm down, or tackle farm down I should say, Charger Bug, and take that game. In the next battle we see another opponent running some spice. Houndstone I think this thing's called. Don't quote me on that, I have no idea, I'm going to be honest. But it is a ghost type, which we are going to be able to hit for super effective with the Crunch. The question is, does the opponent respect the damage? Let's go Snubbull, let's go! No! The opponent invests that Protect Shield very rudely, and we send out Gligar. Gligar goes straight for the Night Slash. Night Slash goes unshielded. We don't see a boost, but it looks like the opponent's lagged out. Or perhaps they're just bamboozled by the spice. But either way, we get the Wing Attack farm down. Hello, trainer. Are you coming back? If the opponent doesn't come back into the game, I'm just going to edit it out. Out comes Clodsire. I saw a Poison Sting, so it looks like the opponent is looking to play it out. We land the dig. I thought at that stage the opponent definitely would top left, however they did not. So Boston going to give him that work. We farm to the dig bait with the Night Slash. The opponent call the bait. Nice call from the opponent, but Gligar so spammy, able to reach the next Night Slash. Night Slash isn't quite lethal, but leaves him on a sliver of HP. We will be able to tank a Stone Edge if the opponent's got it, which they do. The opponent then send out that stupid butt plug looking thing, Carbink. My God, Carbink. Do we have a surprise for you? We've got one of the hardest checks for this thing in the form of Shadow Nidoqueen. This is a situation where Boston definitely should be looking to shield flex, as this Carbink can do nothing to us. They throw the Moonblast. We easily withstand the damage. Boston heavily over farms for no reason whatsoever. Fires off the Earth Power. Get wrecked, Carbink. And we take that game. Things you love to see. Carbink getting wrecked is definitely up on that list. In the next battle, we see Sandslash in the lead. Oh, baby. Do they know? Surely they don't know. Brick Break? No! Why is everyone shielding moves from Snubbull? That is such a letdown. Powder Snow Sandslash is a huge core break for the team, so I'm quite surprised Boston just lets go of his Snubbull. He then sends out Gligar, throws the Night Slash, which won't be lethal. I'm going to let you cook here, Boston, but I'm not really seeing this. The opponent shield up the Night Slash, and we haven't got the energy for a dig. Just the Powder Snows. I've got Gligar deep into the red. Boston last second shields up the Ice Punch. Just looking to get Sandslash out of it. I don't even think Night Slash will be lethal. Not that I've ever really seen Gligar run Night Slash. We actually get the boost, but we still pivot, get the Poison Jab farm down. And Nidoqueen needs to be very good against whatever the opponent's doing in the back. Poliwrath. Okay. Boston looks to fire off the Earth Power, but the opponent makes a catch. What the heck have they caught it on? Bastiodon! Are you serious? That is not something you want to catch a double super effective Earth Power onto. Boston heavily over farms before firing off the next Earth Power. Can we still win this game? I've got faith. Boston back out. Comes Poliwrath. Boston able to fire off the Poison Fang on what looks like to be a charge attack priority. Have we got enough HP left to wing attack farm down? Oh boy, this is going to be such a close end game. Come on, Gligar, get there. Get there, get there. No! The opponent reached the last second Icy Wind, and unfortunately we are going to take a heartbreaking loss. But very close game, considering we saw Powder Snow, Alolan Sandslash, which was dreadful for our team. Heading into the second half of today's video, we've got battles from MG. Huge shout out to MG for these battles. You can see we're running Big Brother of Snubbull, Granbull, but not the very annoying Toxic Charm variant. We've got Snarl. In game number 1, MG saw the very annoying butt plug in the lead. He fired off close combat, forcing early shield advantage. We then see the pivot into Sandslash. As always, when running an ABB team, you always want to pivot into one of your B types, looking to bait out a potential counter. It looks like the opponent doesn't have a great steel answer. They send out Pelipper. We're able to knock out Pelipper, back out. Comes Stinky Binky, and they're going to need to throw energy. We're just going to save our Protect Shield for the very, very glassy Alolan Dugtrio. Let's go, Wiggy! The opponent's actually running double Flying Water in the back. So MG smartly pivots back out into Granbull, as we are completely walled with our Dugtrio. Although I think an Ironhead probably still do a lot, as Dugtrio just hits insanely hard. We're able to fire off the first crunch, get in the defense shop. This next crunch will be securing the knockout or forcing the final protection. The opponent give us that final protection, and now with a debuff defense, Dugtrio is definitely going to be looking for that one-hit KO. The opponent bait with the aerial ace, but no bait. We'll be saving this opponent's fate. We reach the Ironhead. Ironhead is resisted. Like fuck, Dugtrio cares about typings. Back out. Comes Stinky Binky. We do resist everything in Carbink's arsenal. Holy crap, that Moonblast actually almost knocked us out. But Wiggy's like, who was worried? I've got the Bolt to hang on. We reach the double super effective Ironhead, which is massive overkill, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see Sonic the Hedgehog in the lead. This one is running Powder Snow. We farm up, look to fire off the close combat, but the opponent looks to strike first. We shield up the Ice Punch. We then throw one Snarl and the move for optimal fast move timing. Close combat, force the Protect Shield. Judging by how much that Moonblast did in the last battle, I guess we need to save a shield for Dugtrio. MG agrees. Lets himself get taken out and then enters the mirror. We farm up, look to fire off the Drill Run, but lose CMP. MG unwilling to shield, but the opponent go for the double resisted Ice Punch bait. Mr. Opponent, that is a very poor defenseless cat you just killed. The opponent invests that final Protect Shield, looking to force ours. MG again looks to call the bait. My God, what cojones from MG. The opponent saves Sandslash and then send out Azam Bombaril. Shout out Shrady for that quote. Hope you're doing well, pal. I actually did speak to Shrady a few months ago and there was talk of doing a duo stream. So if there's interest in that, post it down below. I'll let him know and I'll try and get that in action. We managed to get the opposing Azumarill. I don't know why I say opposing. It's not like we're running that nonsense. But we get Azumarill deep into the red and we open it all on Dugtrio. Oh, baby. Out comes Dragalge. Dragalge not going to appreciate our monstrous attacks. That Mud Bomb, not the hardest hitting move, but gets that one hit KO back out. Comes Sandslash. We send attack farm down and Dugtrio sweeps the back line. GG's. Very tough lead in the next battle. MG instantly retreats into Sandslash. Opponent, if you're running double dragon, this is where you stay in. You don't pivot into one of the things. Oh man. What I'm trying to say is that this opponent is probably on an Emp double dragon. So if the opponent doesn't see a counter for a dragon in the lead, they should pivot into their dragon and hopefully look to bait out Sandslash. We actually pivoted into Sandslash and the opponent sent out the dragon. Very strange play pattern, but we're not complaining. This is a good example of why you can't just copy a team you see someone else run and expect to have success. The opponent certainly is running double dragon. The opponent evidently has no idea on how to run an ABB team, and that is going to cost them this game. When I feature my own battles, I often run ABB teams, something I'm super comfortable with, so if you want to find out how to run them, you can watch back some of my videos. I've actually got a video dedicated to how to run an ABB team successfully where I was running Pelipper double steel. MG going to get a very nice gift. Easily winning this battle. The opponent recognised they played like a potato, conceded the match, and we're going to move swiftly on. In the next battle, we see Gramble into Turtonator. My god, the whole team is very soft to this turtle. Hopefully the opponent just tanked this charge move. But we are a Shadow Gramble, so the opponent likely shields, and they do. MG recognising our backline, doesn't want to see this. Shields up the overheat, and the opponent pivots into a Azumarill. We bank a charge move for the road, and send out Sonic the Hedgehog. Was that only 6? This is a play rough, right? So the opponent there should have thrown one extra bubble, at least looking to fake a Hydro Pump. Even if you haven't got a move that would hit for big damage, you should always look to fake it till you make it. At least then that would sort of put some kind of shield pressure on your opponent. The opponent didn't do that. MG once again not complaining, fires off the drill run on the CMP tie, leaving this thing in perfect farm down range. Our Gramble is severely chipped, so I think if we come in and look to resisted Snarl farm down, will be left too low. MG agrees, sends out Dugtrio. Out comes Flygon. The opponent goes straight for a Dragon Claw. I think we're forced to shield. This is resisted. It feels bad, but we have to shield. MG looks to farm up to the double Mud Bomb. The opponent looks to shield the first. However, we outpace the second. Is Mud Bomb enough to knock out? Come on, Wiggy. Let's go, Wiggy. There's the one hit KO. We then go for that wham, bam, combo play. Pivot out into Gramble. Go for the close combat. No, close combat isn't lethal. The one-off. Can we send attack farm down? Who was worried? Dugtrio once again puts the team on its back and we emerge victorious. Holy cow, I was sweating. I was sweating so much that I lost the ability to speak. I believe I meant to say combo play, but we got distracted. So heading into the next battle, we see the Dream Lead. The opponent save switches into a Azumarill and we respond with Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, the opponent throws after only 6 bubbles, not baiting a potential Hydro Pump. I see so many trainers moaning they don't rank up because the algorithm, etc. 2300 is by no means like a bad elo. However, some of these players are never going to reach Legend as they are just making too many mistakes. At least look to bait the Hydro Pump trainer. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, but I think the main difference is from players that hit Legend and those that don't. Our trainers that hit Legend manage energy well, always farm up to moves, even if they haven't got it, and throw moves at good timing. That literally is. Apologies for going off on a little mad rant, but I know you like my honesty here, so I'm just telling you how it is. If you want to rank up, master them 3 things. We find ourselves in a very poor situation, although the opponent gives us a brief hope of victory. Pivoting back out into Kingdra, we farm up to the double Mud Bomb. Again, if this opponent would have just committed to the Incinerate farm down, they would have won, but MG is going to emerge victorious due to the opponent's mistake more than his own gameplay. But GG's regard. The opponent gave MG a sniff of a wink on and he executed it beautifully. In the next battle, we see G-Weezy in the lead. We pivot into Sonic the Hedgehog and bait out Registeel. MG not messing around, going straight for the drill run, force the protect shield. The opponent's already shown 2 things weak to ground, so I've got a funny feeling if we lose switch, our Dugtrio is going to be aligned against a very poor matchup. But surely they've got to have one thing good against ground, probably Azumarill, I've had to guess, because what else did people run in this bullshit Azumarill Fantasy Cup? MG actually able to land the next drill run. He then shields up the focus blast, and he's actually going to be able to win switch and leave at almost 100 energy back out. Comes G-Weezy, and there is no need to bait. We're going to land a drill run regardless. The opponent shields the first. Sonic says there's plenty more of where that came from. The second drill run rocks the opponent very deep into the red, and they're going to be forced to overheat. Sonic the Hedgehog morphing into Super Saiyan mode in this battle, putting in so much work. And of course, there's the Azumarill. Dugtrio getting torn apart by the bubbles. Dugtrio fires off the neutral Iron Head. Holy, that Iron Head does so much damage. The opponent looks at that bubble farm down, but Wiggy, with its 3 heads, like, nah, reaches the Mud Bomb. We sand attack farm down G-Weezy and take that game. What a win! In the next battle, we see the Steel Penguin. We check the quick move. I think most are going to run Steel Wing, but I guess you can check on the off chance they're running Waterfall and then send out Sonic. We shield up the Hydro Cannon. The opponent tries their luck at catching a drill run. Well, I guess they just pivot. His drill run is the move we'd throw out Azumarill regardless. And of course, why is this opponent running another Azumarill? This is why I don't showcase too many Fantasy Cup battles, because all the opponents are so boring. For the second consecutive battle, Sonic going off. We've already forced a shield. We land another drill run, getting Azumarill deep into the red, and we're going to force the energy here. I'm a huge Shadow Alolan Sandslash fan. I think he's a very high risk, high reward Pokemon. Them 2 double weaknesses can really kick your ass at times, but sometimes it just pops off. If you don't get it aligned against a fighter or a fire type, this thing puts in a lot of work. He's going to pivot into Dugtrio, and out comes Mudshot Garchomp. I think our only win con is the opponent not respecting the damage. However, they probably shield. No, there's the boom. Trainer. I cannot believe we win this game. The opponent thought they can tank a charge move from Dugtrio. Evidently they cannot, and somehow we win that game. Let's go. In the next battle, we see the Dream League. The opponent safe switches into Gator. Uh-oh, I think we've entered the wrong league. Gator isn't allowed in the Fantasy Cup, so this is definitely OGL. But let's see if we manage to pull off some shenanigans regardless. We shoot up the Hydro Cannon, fire off the Crunch, force the Protect Shield back. The opponent then look to play to CMP. Not that they'd win that, but they actually give us a free snarl. So perhaps we can now win the 2 shield. We're going to farm up to the double crunch. If the opponent shields this, they're just going to get knocked out. Come on, trainer, give us that Protect Shield. The opponent thinking Gator will win CMP. Oh, actually, I don't even think they played to CMP. But regardless, we're able to eliminate Gator. But we've now got no Protect Shields for Dugtrio to Hyperion, which is super scary. We send out Sandslash. The opponent pivots into Typhlosion. Dugtrio able to survive the Incinerates. Reach the Mud Bomb. Dugtrio gets that big boom. My gosh, are these some quick-paced battles. The opponent is going to be able to Dragon Breath farm us down, but this game is so over. No move in Gudra's move 4 is going to hit for any meaningful damage. They fire up the Thunder Punch, which doesn't do too much. We reach the Ice Punch. Ice Punch isn't quite lethal. We're going to be able to Shadow Claw farm down and take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Snarl Granbull into Alolan Sandslash, a very scary Pokemon. Let's see what MG looks to do. He's actually just going to YOLO the close combat. I think this is going to be a certain shield. The opponent gives us that protection, then look to make an Ice Punch catch onto Sonic unsuccessfully. MG looks to call the bait. The opponent falls in the drill run. And ouch, that hurt. MG happy to shield his low health Sandslash, looking to either force the knockout or the final Protect Shield. I think if we're honest, we wouldn't mind knocking this thing out. The opponent goes all in their Sandslash and get a very nice Shadow Claw farm down. And this is a very tough spot to be in. MG waits at his clock, sends back out Granbull, but the opponent already at the next Ice Punch, and we're going to see the final Protect Shield deployed. MG just looking to get Sonic off the battlefield, goes straight for the Crunch, as Crunch will be enough to knock out from here. And let's hope Dugtrio is good against whatever's in the back. Out comes the annoying Marshmallow. We see the pivot into Wigglytuff, baiting out Flygon. Flygon, usually a pretty good steel type counter, but they're not going to appreciate Dugtrio's monstrous attacks that get that Flygon off my screen. Back out comes the annoying Marshmallow, and they're very quickly about to meet the same fate with back-to-back big booms to end today's showcase. GG's, and thanks for playing. Huge shout out to both XBoston and MG for bringing us some insane spice in a combination of the Open Great League and the Fantasy Cup. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you'd like your battles featured on my channel, a link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.